Okay, that looks good. All right, yesterday we worked on the 1 minute chart. Okay, let me just show it to you for a minute. Let me explain something about this chart though. It is not for novice traders. It is for people who are very familiar with entering and exiting trades on their trading platform or on their exchange very quickly. You have to know as soon as you buy to load up the sell, because within a minute or two on the 1 minute chart you can get stopped out. But the reason I started with the 1 minute chart is because if you really want to learn how to day trade, you will be watching the 60 candles the 1 minute chart provides every hour, not the 12, the 5 minute every hour, or the 4 for the 15 minute. You know, it's like watching paint dry. Okay, to really get a feel of how these signals work. Like here's a sell, oh, it goes way down. Okay, here's the buy, oh, it goes way up. Here's another buy, still up. Third buy, still up. Sell right here, down. You know, this is a buy right here, another buy. Okay, I mean, they work. Okay, here's a buy right here, it went up a little. Well, there's a sell right there. Okay, down, a buy right here, up. But my point is, if you really want to learn a lot as quickly as possible, you will be watching the 1 minute chart and watching my signals and see if they work or not. Now, you can back test, but it's kind of hard on a 1 minute chart. It's easier on a 5, 15-minute or hourly chart to back test my strategy. Daily chart works, weekly also. Okay, hi Enigma. No, I haven't seen it. Well, they're all jumping. You know, come on. What am I talking about? We have a 1 minute chart of Bitcoin on the left because every coin runs with Bitcoin. And I explained that in great detail yesterday. The charts look identical. Okay? If you want to day trade ADA, use the Bitcoin on the left. It moves first. Okay, but I day trade ETH with one coin. I don't play around with $1 or $2 coins. But you can, you know, I mean, that's just me. I've been trading stocks since 2001, and I always went for the A-list stocks. Never played penny stocks. Okay, so 1 minute chart has lots of signals, but the 5 minute chart lets you relax. If this is what I trade on mostly. The 1 minute you can get stopped out way more than on the 5 minute chart. In other words, the signals are too fast on the 1 minute chart a lot, and there'll be a lot of whipsaw, kind of like this. This was a very whipsaw period. But what you're looking for looks more like this, where it goes from the bottom straight to the top, straight to the bottom, straight to the top. These are all buys. These are all sells. Okay? You're buying at the bottom Bollinger Band. You're selling at the upper. You're buying at the bottom. You're selling at the upper. You buy the middle. That's very bullish. Dipping below zero and then rising above it, especially with volume like that, increasing volume. Boom. Okay? So I'm going to go ahead and mark candles first on the, I'm only going to mark ETH because it follows Bitcoin, obviously. Actually, I had trouble getting going this morning with my live stream, and just as this took off here, Bitcoin hadn't moved. So I've never, I mean, I can't say never. It's pretty rare that ETH will take off like that and Bitcoin not move, but then it caught up, you know. So sometimes ETH actually outperforms Bitcoin. I think I covered that on the daily chart. It happens. But eventually they all catch up. Okay? So I had a buy signal back here I wanted to cover. So we're going to zoom back out because I saw that on the time frame about 15 minutes ago, but now it's off the chart. So what we're going to do is we're going to do the minus 100 buy signals only right now. I'm just going to mark them and then go back and talk about them. A minus 100 buy signal means the CCI has dipped below minus 100 and then rises above it. Even a close tag, I think that one, here, let's just go ahead and blow it up. Okay, this one is an arrow. That's a buy. And then we're going to go look at the prices and see what happened after. Okay, that's close enough. Okay, coming very close to the minus 100 line and then bouncing, especially, you know, getting up through zero, that was a buy. It doesn't have to go below. It's best if it does. But a close encounter with the minus 100 line and then a rise, depending on volume, that could be a good one. Now, this one's too far above. The buy signal here would be there for sure. Okay, but one more. I see one more on this chart. Oh, now I was going to mark the other chart. Darn it. Yeah, that's okay. We'll do both. Only takes time. Got lots of that since I retired. Okay, so those are the minus 100 line buy signals. Let's start with this one. What happened? Price went up. What happened with this one? Look, I'm just going to hover over the arrow here and look at what happens above. It went up for 5, 10, 15 minutes. Okay, then a little bit of whipsaw. Breaking above zero here with increasing volume, that would have been a buy. Okay, I'm not covering that right now. Okay, that one kind of failed, but again, zero line, anytime it gets above zero line, it's going up a little. Okay, and then we have another one right here, and look what happened to the price. Kaboom. Okay, and there's that little dip below zero I love so much, which is also a bounce off the middle Bollinger Band. Since they're both set at the 20 period. Bollinger Band 20, CCI 20. Zero line CCI equals middle Bollinger Band 20 moving average. Okay, so let's go ahead and mark a couple here on ETH. They should be at about the same spots as Bitcoins. After this, I won't be marking Bitcoin. That takes a bit of time. If it worked on Bitcoin, it works on ETH. Okay, there's one. Oops. All right, and we're just doing these little bottom. There was a slight. Okay. I'm gonna trying to get out of here, and that one way too high. Okay, so we're just marking the little minus 100 dips. There's two more. Pretty much like Bitcoin. I think it had 4. That one worked. And this is close enough for government work. Right about there when it turns up. Okay. Now let's go see what it looks like up above. How many are on Bitcoin? Are they in the same spots? Pretty much. 1, 2, 3, 4. We got 1, 2, 3, 4. It looks a little different. The CCIs aren't identical, you know, but they're close enough. That means the signals are working. So first buy signal on the 5-minute chart came right here, and it went up. Now again, the sweet spot to buy is right in here, between the 7 and the 20, between the yellow upturning line when it upturns and the 20, which is the dotted white line. Those are both moving averages. If you wait for the 7 to cross up to the 20, you're 2 minutes late, or two or three candles late. See, the buy was right here. As soon as it broke above pretty much the 7 moving average in the sweet spot, anywhere in here. Okay, then you're going to get the crossover to confirm as the CCI gets above zero and stays bullish until right here. Okay, then you get another chance to buy right here, and boom, you're in right here, and it goes up from 33.91 to 34, 37, 36. Then it dips again, and you get a chance to buy right here. Let me move that one down. When the CCI dips below minus 100 and rises above it. Okay, so you're in right, let's get a price here. You're in the sweet spot right here at 34.11, and you sell at 34, 44, somewhere in this zone here. I'll cover the sell signals later. When it peaks above the upper Bollinger Band, that's when I take profits. Sometimes the volume wasn't. Yeah, get to volume later. Okay, that one's still a little high. Let me get back on it. Okay, so here's another buy signal at the minus 100 line. The sweet spot again is right as the 7 turns up. You want to get it before it gets above the 20 moving average, and it goes up, goes down. It tests your buy price. You might have exited, but look at the volume as it breaks out. See, as long as the 7's moving up, when it crosses, you're confirmed. It's a go. You could use that as a buy signal, but you're going to miss some of it. It's much safer, though. Okay, and then no more buy signals on the minus 100. We have a bunch of dip below zeros and then rises above it. Let's check those out. We're just going to mark the above zero breaks when it rises above zero. So let's go. Let's surprise ourselves today again. All right, wrong move. Try to blow this up. Okay, anytime a stock or coin rises above zero on the CCI, it's very bullish. All right, that was one. Even a little dip pop up like that. We're just marking the major ones now. Okay, it broke above. Yeah, right there. Good enough. All right, then we have another one. Looks like we have 3 more. Okay, so now this is my primary buy signal is down there because it's low. Actually, I have another one at minus 300 or 400, but that's only for expert traders. It's the most dangerous play I have, and it's fast. You got to be super fast for that one. Okay, there's a little up and down. Like I said, we're marking the big ones right now. The longer term of a chart, the less false signals you will get. A 15-minute chart is way more accurate than a 1-minute chart. And a 5-minute chart is way more accurate than a 1-minute chart. Okay, now we're going to check these signals. Of course, you get the buy. Okay, this buy here says this is the bottom, folks. Maybe is critical. It can go up and then go right back down and stop you out in 2 minutes. Okay, I never let a trade go below where I bought it. Any of these signals given will give it a little rise. How much of a rise depends 100% on how much volume comes in, and is it buy or sell. When you see big volume like this and increasing, you know, that's what you want to see on an uptrend. Okay, so let's see. Here's the first one. Look up at the chart. The sweet spot here. Wow. Okay. And yeah, this is just confirmation of the primary buy signal. It is the safest signal there is. Entering, you know, when the 7 is crossing up through the 20, guarantees this entry is a winner. Okay, so from right here on this arrow, the second arrow, it goes up. Both of these arrows are just close together, and it goes like that. I'll get to the third buy signal here shortly. So I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I have 5 buy signals. No, I don't. No, you don't buy way up here at 400. Never mind. That's a short signal up there. That's right. Okay, so we're looking at the third one right here. That's where it crossed up through zero. Buy area right in here. Yeah, pop. I'm taking profits on that one. High volume at tops, high volume at bottoms, high volume for breakouts. You got to understand which is which. Okay, and only experience can teach you that. Here's the sweet spot right there. Anyway, 7 crossing up through 20, bullish. Up through 0, very bullish. It pops up. Okay, and here's the last one. This was a dip below, right? And then a rise above. Let's go ahead and show that a little better. Still, the buy signal was right there. No, I'm leaving that. Hope it stays in position. Nope. It moved. Okay, so it's wrong to put them up when they're blown up. All right, those work. Then we have the other buy signal at plus 100. Let's mark that. So I have to do it while it's still small to get accurate positioning. Okay, anytime that, now According to the inventor of the CCI, this is the only buy signal he lists when a coin breaks above plus 100. Or a stock, anything, commodity, futures, you name it. Okay, it'll always go up, but I'm just going to mark them first before we see that. And this is kind of dangerous because, see, the CCI has a very high reading. You know, it's an average reading of 300. Okay, we're going to scroll back a little. Oops, hang on, I got to delete that one. We're just going to scroll back and see what the average high and low readings for the CCI are on the 5-minute chart, and this is something you need to do also. Okay, as you can see, there's tops and there's bottoms. Right now, it's at a high. Like, you can't really see it here, but when I mouse over this area, you'll see there's an average reading right in this zone at about 300 up, and on the low side you have extreme readings no more than 400, but most of them are about 250 to 300 down. Okay, those are average readings, and what they signal are tops and bottoms. Okay, the CCI is a momentum indicator that also is very good at picking very overbought or oversold conditions. It's kind of like, oh God, I haven't used it in so long I don't remember the name of that indicator. MACD does it, the RSI does it, but that's not the one I'm thinking about. Anyway, okay. So, where are we? Oh, we're marking the, oh, I'm on the wrong chart, darn it. I'm going to delete this one. I'm going to delete them all. We're not working on the Bitcoin chart. Okay, so we're doing the plus 100 signals. That's right. And there are danger zones here because, like I say, it's very topped out already. And only with massive volume are you going to get the a huge move out of this, because it's going to become at a level that is so high it must pull back. And even though it's headed down, this is kind of a bearish divergence while the price goes up and the CCI goes down. I have a whole lesson on bullish and bearish divergences near the end of this course, but for now we're just marking the plus 100s. That one, there's one there. Okay, number 2 is right here. When it crosses up through plus 100. Okay, I see 3 more. And what you want to see is the primary at minus 100, then the 0 line, then the plus 100 fire off in quick succession like this. This is a great looking day trading chart where there are sharp moves up and down from the lower to upper Bollinger Band. That is so perfect. And then you get the bounce at the 0 line right here, and the bounce on the CCI down here, and then the bounce at the 0. This is even more bullish when it bounces here instead of going all the way down to the lower. But these are fun. If it could do this with a $40 range all day, you know, this isn't much of a range. You look over here, 3404 to 30. Okay, upper Bollinger Band was in this zone. About 30 bucks. So, but these were still with one at $30 win, a $30 win, a $30 win. I'm done for the day. Bye. Had fun. Had my fun. I'm going out to play now. Well, out in the yard. Anyway. All right. So that's the. Did I mark them all? No. 2 more. Okay, and then we'll go look at what they did. All right. That's close enough. You get the idea, I'm sure. Buy at minus 100. Buy when it breaks above 0. Buy when it, or if you miss it, buy, you know, I don't usually buy my first buy up here because it's about ready to pull back. You're getting a sell signal right now when the CCI drops below plus 100. I'll cover the sell signals shortly. Okay, so these are the buys on the plus 100 line. What happened? Yeah, it went up more. What happened here? Let's get on it. Yep, more upside. Okay. Yeah, that one went up. And then down. This one here continued up. All right, to the upper. Bollinger Band, and this one here broke out to new highs above all levels of resistance, because that was kind of a, from here to here is a ascending triangle. Sorry, wasn't thinking clearly. From about here, it's got kind of a flat top with higher highs. Volume falls off at the end of the pattern, and then wham! Here comes that volume, and kaboom! Off to the races. Oh, I'm sorry, I'm not looking at chat today, Enigma. I'm just talking. Don't really want to be answering many questions today. Let me finish what I'm doing, and near the end I'll have a Q&A. You're the only one here, it looks like. So, but you know, I'm in the middle of a lesson here, so let me continue. All right, that covers the buy and sell, buy signals. You buy when it dips below minus 100, rises above it. If you miss it, you can always depend on the break above zero. And then if you're not in, buy a little here just in case it takes off like it did here. You know, you're looking for volume. If there's no volume, it's just going to drop like a rock. It could drop from here to the bottom Bollinger Band in a matter of 5 or 10 minutes. And you know, we got to be aware of flash crashes these days. You know, if you see Bitcoin start falling like a rock, hot and heavy, and just down, down, down as quickly as like you've never seen. I got a video somewhere. I'll show you that someday of a Bitcoin crash. Not the last two, but it was a long time ago. But it fell $5,000 in, I think it was 15 minutes. I got that one on film. That's in these lessons somewhere. Will be. Okay. Those cover the buy signals. I really don't want to remove them because I'm going to, okay, sell signals go over here on Bitcoin. They still apply. Same principle applies to this chart on the right of ETH. Okay. Now, I've got a sell signal right up here at really, really high readings. I'm not going to cover that. That's where I short, usually. That's a separate lesson. We're just doing quick in and outs. Okay. Shorting is a completely different thing that I don't recommend. With the stock market, you have inverse ETFs. Once Ethereum gets an inverse ETF where you buy it long only on days when you think ETH will go down, kind of like, you know, the SDS ETF for the S&P 500. You buy that when the market is crashing, and you buy SSO, which is the 3 times leveraged opposite of that. It is you buy that when you think the S&P 500 will go up. So far, we don't have any of that. There's lots of ways to go short on either of these coins, and ever since that happened, it kind of ruined it for everybody. But the way the whales are moving around and wiping everybody out, I don't expect people to be doing that much longer. I have never used margin. I had to have a margin in account as a day trader on the stock market because that's just the way it is. But I usually went long, one way or another. Okay. We're going to mark some sell signals now on the Bitcoin chart. And like I said, they apply to. I'm just going to mark them. Crossing down through plus 100 when it's been above it is a sell signal. And we have a few here. And these are working great. Okay. All right, when it crosses down through plus 100, that's 2. I see 2 more. And what happens at these points? We'll check that in a moment. Okay, this one actually counts. It dipped below, but then it became a buy. Believe it or not. So, I know it's getting a little confusing here. But basically, every time you buy, At plus 100, it'll go up. All right. There's a break above plus 100 right there. It went up for 10 minutes, but then it pulled back. Okay, but you were still pretty safe on that because immediately it crossed back up. And you took, so if you were in down here, okay, at the minus 100, so that was like right in here, your sweet spot's right there. Okay, it goes up and up and up, and then it goes down and closes below the 7 MA. Okay, that came a little late. See, the 7 MA close doesn't always work. You have to take the signal here. Okay, but you can see, okay, that the volume is the weakest in a while, and that usually calls for a down. You can see it better on a 1-minute chart. Okay, but you know, the signals work. Here was a buy right here, okay? So it dipped below, gave the buy at dipping below 0 and then back up, and then there was another buy right here. Okay, so did this buy work? Yeah. I mean, if you bought, the break was above, right, on this candle, the green one, in the sweet spot. Okay, 7 moving average, the yellow one turning up. Okay, and then it goes up real high on good volume. Volume picks up. That's what you want to see. Boom, boom, volume picking up, okay? And then the top here maybe, because that's a tall upper wick on that candle. That's a shooting star candlestick. But, you know, volume falling off too. It looks like a double top maybe. This high not quite as that high, a little bit down. CCI down through plus 100 again, sell. Now this is a bearish divergence. That means the top might be near. I'll just briefly say it. It's a whole lesson in itself. You have a high here. You have a lower high. You have a lower high while the price is rising. That's a bearish divergence. It kind of usually signals the end of a run, especially when volume drops off. Okay, so you watch this. If you're thinking that's too far too fast, it's not too vertical, so I wouldn't short this. I only short things that go ballistic, vertical, straight up and down. You know, like that one didn't work. Okay, that would have fooled me right there. Okay, but I do believe at this point, because, well, volume's starting to come in here, see? It's higher than before. So it might run again. It's very strong today. And again, like on the 1-minute chart, any chart really, whenever you get above the 7 moving average and do not go below it, that is extremely bullish. It is bullish to stay above the dotted 20 moving average, but it is, and you become bearish when you start trading below the dotted 20 moving average. So as long as you ride above the 7 MA, that is beautiful, man. That is, especially with increasing volume. But when volume falls off, so does the price, generally speaking. Okay, so we got the, this is called the primary sell signal. I will have a lesson near the end of this course on the extreme sell signals or go short signals, okay? But it didn't work on this one. It works best on 1-minute charts. Anyway, we're going to do the next sell signal, which is when it breaks below 0. And if you're not out by then, you know, you got best to be out here. Now this is a little choppy sideways action. I won't even mark that. But, you know, okay, let's just look at it briefly. Look at the chart. Okay, this is where, look at the price up here while I'm down here. Okay, dip below 0. 10 minutes down. Dip below 0. 5 minutes down. Dip below 0. 5 minutes down. Dip below 0. 5, 10, 15 down. All right, here's a couple here. It went down a lot there. Dip below 0 again, down even more. Now, this is what you watch for. You can get fooled right here. A dip below 0 and then a rise above is very nice. So, okay. I don't really see any major dips below 0 on this chart except right here. This one really worked. This one, so we got to mark them. All right. That was the correct direction. Okay. So a dip below zero here. You know, these are tiny. Let's do the major ones that are very clear, no whipsaw. Whipsaw means up and down quickly, kind of nonsensically. Okay, that one worked way down. And here's another one right here. There we go. And that one is not a good one. Okay, so again, look at the chart above. Right here, down another 10 minutes or so, and then a bounce. The buy was right there. Okay, and then this one down probably half an hour or more. That worked. All right, that's all them. Is there any here that we should take note of? Let's just run through the dips below zero here. All right, it's below zero here, and as you can see, it's dropping like a rock from there to there. Well, from there to there. Okay, here is a little dip right there where it goes down 10 minutes. This is kind of a major one here. This is bigger. You know, I would have been selling up here. But yeah, it goes down when it dips below zero. I mean, I could do this all day. And it's down 10 minutes. All right, that's enough of those. And then, is there any more sell signal? Well, if you didn't get out of the middle, you're in for a world of hurt. And sometimes, you know, in a big crash, like a flash crash, if you don't exit when it drops below plus 100 or minus 100, you're toast. Because right now the reading is only like 200 down. And on a 5-minute chart, these can go down to 400, 450. I've seen 500 and 600 downs on a 5-minute chart on a flash crash. So don't think it will always just dip below, okay, minus 100 and cross up. It can get nasty. And if you're not out by the time it crosses below zero, the CCI down through zero or the CCI down through, here's one, you know, 400 down. It is not unheard of. 500 down, 600 down. That's about as far as it goes. I've never seen a 750. I have seen one 700 on a 5-minute chart. But that took, you know, years to see. Okay. We're getting a buy here on the... Is it above 100? Yeah. Has it got volume? Nah. Not really. But anyway, it could work. I mean, the way it's moving right now, above the 7 moving average, is just... Eventually it's going to have to pull back to the middle. You know, it just does. But as long as it stays above the middle, it will be above zero. The middle there. Okay. To be honest, that pretty much covers the buy and sell signal. And they work. I mean, I haven't missed one yet, have I? Enigma. Say yes or no. Are you still here? These work, don't they? How long has this been streaming? I got to stop it at 2 hours so I can save it and put it into parts of it into my next course on Udemy for day trading cryptocurrencies. Let me see. Time. That's only half an hour. Wow. Okay, I guess Enigma's gone. Anyway. All right. I was hoping this video would be a little longer. I could just stay here and make calls. You know, there's a buy signal right there. Let's mark it. You know. Plus 100. This is the inventor of the CCI's only buy signal. I invented the rest, folks. You won't find videos on YouTube that have the buy signals I have. I invented these in 2004. Made a lesson, put it on a website just for it. That one's toast, but swingtradinglessons.com is my current. The other one I built back in 2004 when I was learning how to code HTML. Simple HTML. Things have come a long way, and they lost me at HTML5 and CSS. So, okay, should go up. Good volume at this point. But watch Bitcoin. Okay, I'm seeing some tall upper wicks here. I don't like those. And see, it's below it now. this is kind of, we need a pullback right here to here, at least. I don't want to see one back here. That would ruin this bullish chart. Okay, but a bounce off of 0 CCI and middle Bollinger Band, that's always nice, like right here. Right here. Comes down and tags just below the middle Bollinger Band, 20 moving average. Comes down here and this is the sweetest play right here, when it's in a solid uptrend and you don't know when to enter. Oh, I'm missing out. I want to be in on this. When do I buy? Well, my favorite is to buy the lower and sell the higher. Okay, but when you see a bounce off of the middle Bollinger Band and a dip below 0 and up, that's a perfect entry, folks. The sweet spot is right. Yeah, it kind of can't really see it. This one doesn't have one, that's why. But it does. It's right here. As soon as it breaks above that 7 moving average. Okay, now watch the CCI. Watch Bitcoin. It moves first. Well, earlier today, ETH made this run, and Bitcoin just sat there. But it caught up. See, they always run together pretty much, and especially on these short-term charts. Back in April of this year, Bitcoin started down while ETH ran all the way to mid-May. Bitcoin didn't budge. Kind of actually started down on the daily chart. So now, things were exciting on the 1-minute chart. Things can get a little boring here on the 5-minute chart, but it is the best chart for a beginner to actually trade. If they want to learn, the 1-minute chart with its 60 candlesticks every hour is the way to learn, because things move fast. Signals come much faster, much more often. They're a little bit more dangerous because there's a lot more whipsaw. Okay, we're about to break out to new highs on ETH here. That's bullish. We're back above at 105 CCI on ETH down here. So that buy worked. Volume's not impressive, but when you look at average volume, which can be as low as down here, and in this zone, that's still good volume. You want to see it increasing, like Bitcoin had right here. Low, higher, higher, higher on a run. It doesn't always have to be that way. But volume is the most important indicator on any chart. On the 1-minute chart, it's probably looking a little better. But today we're on the 5-minute. Tomorrow we'll be on the 15-minute. And that's for slow motion trading. A lot safer, though. But you still have to put your stops in because the flash crash. Actually, ETH broke out to a new high day again. So I think it's actually leading Bitcoin today. It has been those 2 times I noticed on this run that started at, look at the bottom, 10:05. Okay, Bitcoin didn't break out to new highs until 10:05, which is kind of weird. Okay, the breakout right here. I saw the breakout to new highs at 10 o'clock. Yeah, Bitcoin's 5 minutes later, but all right. Tall upper wicks on a short-term chart. Okay, candlesticks were invented for daily charts. I find them useful for shorter term, especially ones like this with tall upper wicks and big volume that can signal, it usually signals a top, but it was very close to the top. Okay. Like I mentioned, the biggest volume is at bottoms, at tops, and you need big volume, increasing volume to break out to new highs above a level of resistance. Okay, this one failed because of the low volume. It didn't break out above here. But this one broke out above here because of this volume. Big green volume, bigger. Oh, that's a top. Big. You look for the volume. Works better on short-term charts than long-term too. But it's critical for, all charts. Don't get me wrong. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and mark some candles on the ETH chart so they're a little bit easier to it's hard to see the sells over here and the buys over here. So I'm just going to mark the plus 100 first. Anytime it rises above plus 100 and then dips below it, trouble. If you're long, if you are getting ready to short, you do that up here every time the CCI turns down. Not every time. This is still a bearish divergence that executed the sell right here. All right. Did we go down this time too? Yes. Okay. I see two more. Actually, the last one didn't work. It was like a bounce at the zero line. It was a dip below plus 100, and then, okay, I'm not sure I got that one right. Yeah, good enough. Okay, see, yeah, it was a sell, but no, because of the volume, this volume in this area, there's something going on. So this is a buying opportunity. It is working because it was breaking above zero, then it went down to 98, and then some volume came in, and it got back above plus 100 immediately. Okay, so, but I don't like these. I don't like to buy after a big run. I wait for a pullback. Okay, this is buy the dip, sell the rip. Lower Bollinger Band to upper Bollinger Band. Okay, as long as it's riding above the 7, very bullish. Closing above the 7 is pretty much a sell. Okay. Buy the middle Bollinger Band bounce. Buy the dip below 0 on the CCI bounce. Okay, but here, you buy the lower Bollinger Band. You sell when it crosses down through. Or before that. This is kind of late, but sometimes it's right on time. Okay, this one was 5 minutes late. But you can see volume wasn't increasing at that moment, so yeah, it was going to dip. Okay, then you buy the lower Bollinger Band here and you sell the upper. So what was that worth? Okay, even if you got in right there at 34.08, and at the upper Bollinger Band, that was $30 in 15 or 20 minutes. You can do this all day long.